Okay, today I'm going to show you how to draw up our next project. We start with, we're going to the SketchUp for Schools app, which you generally find in these nested dots here by clicking on the app dots, going down to more and selecting SketchUp for Schools at the bottom. When you do that, you need to make sure that you've signed in using your school account. If you've used another sign-in, it won't allow you to access that. So I've got here some pictures of what we're actually going to do, and you'll see that I'll give you access to those at some stage. But we're actually going to draw this in SketchUp now using the SketchUp for Schools. This is where we start, and actually I'll start from new and go over here. We're going to go new model, choose template. We're going to choose this one here, which is called Simple Template Millimeters, and this is what it looks like. You'll notice that there's a person there. We don't really need that person, so if you click on that and delete it, we're going to change the appearance as well, and then we're going to save it. So to change the appearance, we're going to go down to here, click on that, making sure we've got units, millimeters, correct, 0 precision. Go to this one here, which is called styles. Click on styles, go to the default styles, and we're going to choose this one, which is called shaded with texture. You'll notice the background will change, and we've got no sky or ground anymore. We can now just click on that little arrow there and just close that. So we notice we've got our blue, green and red axes visible in the front and in the middle. We're going to draw a rectangle first, and this is the rectangle tool here. Click on the rectangle tool. We're going to go to the origin, click once and drag. Once we've dragged it off in the green direction, you'll notice that the long one is green, the short one is red, which means if you have a look at the dimensions in the bottom right hand corner, the smaller number is the first one. So the first one is 120, sorry, it's not correct, 140, comma, 300, enter. Now notice that's quite small, and that's because the way I had viewed in on the page is quite large. So to zoom in, I just go Shift Z, and that zooms in. Not a very good viewing point, so I'm going to just push the O button and use Orbit just to change the viewpoint just a little bit so I get a better view of it. Okay, and I've just hit the Shift key, go back to the selection button. Now we've got a rectangle there, we need to make it into a solid. So I'm just going to hit P, for change the push-pull tool, select that surface, bring it up, and type in the number 32. You don't need to place the cursor in the distance thing, just typing the number will automatically place those letters in there. And you shouldn't need to put millimeters in there because we've already selected millimeters as the default setting. We've now got a block of timber, 300 millimeters long, 140 millimeters wide, and 32 millimeters thick. And we're going to sculpt that into a shape which is designed to hold 3 tealight candles. We're not going to do this all in one video. I'm going to do a video to halfway. We're going to stop, then I'm going to record another video. So it'll be a two-part process. What I would suggest as you're using this is to view the video all the way through and then view the video in steps as you're drawing. So the first thing, whenever you make a block, you should always turn it into a group because that helps later on when you're doing modifications to it. So in order to do that, we're going to triple click 1, 2, 3, and you'll notice that all the surfaces, okay, top, bottom, and all the edges have been highlighted. Now we hold the control key down and click again, and this menu comes up, and we're going to make that into a group. Now, if I click off here now and then click once, you'll notice the whole thing gets highlighted. If I click off now and click twice, you'll notice it gets this dotted halo effect around the outside. That tells me that that is all one group, and that's exactly what I wanted. Now, what we're going to do is divide this block up using a whole heap of guidelines. Now, the guideline tool is T. So if I press T, you'll notice it changes to a tape measure. I'm going to go over to that surface there, and you'll notice the blue dot, or the pink dot says on edge. I'll click once, and then I'm going to come down to this surface, and I'm going to try and find the middle. And it'll change the middle with a line that says middle. Right there. Now I'm going to do the same, doing the other way. I'll go to this edge, click, and then find the middle. Now, we're going to draw diagonal lines from there to here and there to here, which will create center points exactly halfway, but from this end to that end. I'm doing that because that's exactly what we're going to do when we make this project. We're going to use the same approach. So in order to do that, we're going to use the protractor tool, which is in the same set of tools that the tape measure in. So click on this menu down the side here, and we find the protractor tool. Now we're going to place it on the intersection of that line there. Click once, that anchors the protractor. Click twice along this line here, and then bring it down and click on the corner, and we create a diagonal line. We're going to do it the same way, going back the other way. Click once, click twice, click 3 times. Now we move to this side, click once, click twice, 3 times, and back on the other side, click once, twice, 3 times. Now what we'll see is we've divided this into half and quarters. And so we have an intersection 1, 2, 3. And they happen to be the holes that we're going to drill later on to actually put the candlelight holders in. We've got a couple of more guidelines we need to put in. We're going to go T for guideline again, click on the end here, and we're going to come in 38 millimeters. 38. So measure down the bottom if you can't hear that. And from the other end again, 38 millimeters. And 2 more guidelines. Again, T for guideline. Click on this vertical surface here, come in. I'm getting away from that little menu, it seems to be on the road sometimes. Type in 5, enter, and the same from this side. Click, drag, 5, enter. Okay, now we're going to stop the video there, just in case you want to go back, and I'll have another video to continue on from there.